Drone Tim, okay, because he's got a special treat. How are you, sir? Doing great. Okay. Again, this is a Come As You Are event. This is a family night. We do this once a month on the last Friday of every month. I think we skip December for sure, and depending on what happens in November, and then we kick back again in January. So I think we do 10 of these. Spread the word, because there's a lot going on here. And the space race is on. Okay. It's been on for about 10 years. Okay. And that Artemis program, in fact, this one country, Senegal just joined the Artemis creed to join. So the goal is for America, United States. There's an International Space Station. You guys know what that is? It's called the ISS. Okay. Who knows about the International Space Station? Raise your hand. Okay. Let me tell you about it. So we've been up there with the ISS for 23 years. Okay. It's kind of best kept secret because a lot of people don't know about it. So you guys are going to get educated today. It's for all the countries. Now, some people might say America is greedy and we're bad. Okay, that's, other countries say that. Okay. However, we invite all the countries to join to get up into space so that we can share it. Now, Russia, China, and other countries, sometimes they have their own agenda. Okay. So the one thing that we have to do in America, we have to work together. We don't always do that so well. I don't always know why. I always ask the Lord, because you got to come to Him to understand. But NASA, who here can tell me, besides the Hidden Pioneer, what NASA stands for? Anyone want to take a shot that isn't necessarily a Hidden Pioneer? Yes, ma'am. Well, you got two right. Okay. You got two right. That's good. So you got the last two right. Space Administration. Anybody? Let's go with the N. Who knows what the N stands for? Who said that? This guy. See, the youth, man. National. Absolutely right. Okay. Now CSI Bill. That's what they call me. Stands for Common Sense Intelligence. But I'm thinking about changing the I instead of intelligence. The Lord told me to say infrastructure, because that's what the suits and the government, everybody says, you guys they talk about infrastructure. However, even they, us, we, because I try not to say they, we're all together. And if I say I, please correct me. It's we. We got to say we. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. I'm really big on that word because that's what Hidden Pioneers is all about. And by the way, everybody here, if you're here, you're a Hidden Pioneer. You may not just know that you're a Hidden Pioneer, but you are. Okay. And Hidden Pioneers, with the minister and the faith of Dr. Curry, we can bring you to the table because we have certain words that we use to make sure that everyone understands. And we're going to touch on some of those words. But the biggest word that we have, and when as one gentleman comes in, we will kind of go more how we change the second O, is cool. And Jeremiah, okay, made a video, and I think it was about a year ago already. Okay. An amazing, amazing, amazing video. That thing can be used forever and ever and ever. That's how good it is. So you ever heard of the first take? First take, that's all it took. And when I saw it, I was like, man, that, that's even way better than anything I can do. And so I think I can do a lot of good stuff. But the youth, you see, just like this young man with the national, see, all the adults, nobody knew, and the young one said it. It's the youth. That's what it is. So national. Now, what's that A? So think about it. We talked about it's something close to this A. It's not quite that. Aeronautics. Okay. There you go. Okay. National Aeronautics Space Administration. Now, here's CSI Bill with these words. Okay. Sometimes you have a better word. Now, that N for national really should be I. Why should it be I? International. We got the International Space Station. Why is NASA still saying national? I'm just saying. You see, this is why CSI Bill needs to have a seat at the table, all the way at the top, talking to the new administrator, okay, which we're going to be talking about that. That way everybody knows who this guy is, so that you guys can vote me to talk with them. I'm serious. I'm glad you're laughing, but I'm serious. Thank you. Someone has to talk to the people. And I'm equipped to, because I've been doing this for a long time, especially going to the high schools. The high schools, that's the focus. It's the hardest, but somebody has to do it. And think about it. Who's really going there to talk to the kids in high schools? We skip around. We go to 7th, 8th grade. We go to college, and everybody skips high school. Why do we skip the one thing that's needed the most? Well, this is what we do. And we're going to get more into that, but I'm going to show you, well, he's going to show you and tell you what is transportation and technology. Those drones, man. How many of you guys know anything about drones? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. That's good. Anybody know how to fly them? Woo, Tim. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to bring up Drone Tim. I gave him that nickname because he is an expert, and he's a teacher, and he has a license to get you your license, because you just can't be flying those things around. We get into trouble, right? But who tells people, right? They sell them, the stores, and then people just fly them away, right? That's why instruction and teachers, right? So anyways, without further ado, sit back and let's enjoy this very basic, quick presentation. Drone Tim.
All right. So yeah, some very basic information, a lot of which you probably already know, and hopefully some of it you don't. Again, I'm Tim Vidito, aka Drone Tim, and let's get started. So there's lots of different types of drones. There's another name for drone. The drone is the friendly name, but it's also known as an unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV. They're controlled remotely. This is my controller. This is my drone. But you can control the drone from a controller like this, or from a room, or wherever you are. Drones have a wide variety of uses across a whole bunch of different industries. There are actually about 300 different industries. Small business is one for promotion. There's agricultural drones, construction, infrastructure, inspection, defense, search and rescue. You can use a drone for environmental monitoring. You can also just use it for personal photography and videography if you're going on vacation and you just want the drone to capture the cool sunsets wherever you're at, or your family, whatever you got going on. So there are 3 drones here. So that is actually the Air 3, and that's this that you see here on the table. That is a defense drone that's used to go after the bad guys. And this is an agricultural drone. This is helps farmers. And so one of the things you can use a drone for is to deliver pesticides. So instead of flying a helicopter, which is really expensive, you can have a drone do that for you. So there's some examples of drones. So drones in the real world. So this is a picture I took of the Sheraton in Cerritos. It's used for hotels and resorts, museums, like here, and that's a picture that I took of the Space Center using my drone. Everybody knows about delivery of services like from Amazon or Zipline. So that's coming. It's already you're already starting to see it, right? You start to see food delivered, and your packages, smaller packages delivered too. I use my drone to grab this aerial photography of this beautiful home in Ontario. So that's another use for it. And I think eventually that everything that goes on the market in real estate is eventually going to have an aerial shot. It's not going to just be ground shots or interior shots, not just a virtual walkthrough, but you'll have these beautiful aerial photos as well. Construction progress. This is actually of a dealership. There was a person an owner of a fire protection system called Avalon, and he said, "Hey Tim, I've installed my fire protection systems at this location. This is in New Beach. Very beautiful, prestigious place. It's a Bentley dealership, but so in the back is a parking structure, and he's put in his fire protection system. So he said, "Can you capture this?" They're still working on it. I said, "Sure." So I went out to Newport Beach and captured this for Avalon Fire Protection. Great for small businesses. Here's a print shop. You can use it to promote whatever services you have. And the cameras that I have on my drone, they're really high resolution, right? So they give you great images for not only digital use, but you can use them for print too. So actually, as a matter of fact, on my business card, I created my business card. I took an aerial shot 100 feet up in Altadena, Cobb Estate. Yeah, there's a trailhead right there. And so I just use that image for printing on my business cards. So nature, landscapes. Somebody was getting married. This is actually in San Antonio, and they were getting married there. This is the Japanese tea gardens. And I asked them, I said, "Do you mind if I fly?" And of course, Texas has their own laws anyway. So they said, "Sure, no problem." I'm like, "Okay." So yeah, you just have to be careful, mindful. So, but anyway, beautiful shots. And there's that sunset that I took at the Cobb Estate in Altadena at 100 feet. And I put that image on my business card. You can use it for search and rescue. So I've got a couple of cameras on mine. You can have a thermal camera. So that'll detect right if you're flying over, somebody's lost maybe in the woods somewhere. You can fly over, and with a thermal camera, you can detect that person and then say, "Okay, we know where they're at. We can help them out." Yes, yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, that's one use for the police departments is to help with search and rescue, right? To go find somebody who's lost. It's also great for animals too. And let's say your dog is lost somewhere, right? It's gonna show up on that thermal camera too.
If I may,
Sure.
I worked with federal government a lot of years, and the applications for the drones that have gone to many other areas, as you talked about the search and rescue. Many times you have high-rise buildings, and if there's a fire, it's hard to for them to get there. So now they're starting to use drones to get the water to the areas where it's needed. And also at beaches, if there's someone that's drowning far out and they can't get to them, they'll send the drones out here to drop the relief that they need so they can get safe. So
Yeah. Some great
it's
great
a
application.
good idea.
Yeah, really phenomenal. You know, one of the things that I've done, so with these horrendous fires that we've had down here, right? I fly for those that have lost everything, their home, right? In Altadena, I've flown a dozen times now already. And, you know, maybe they had an insurance claim they needed to do. Maybe they couldn't get to their property because they were doing cleanup. Maybe there's asbestos cleanup going on. Well, my drone can fly in these areas. So I offered to do that for them. So another great use, not just search and rescue, but helping people, you know, and being kind to your neighbors. And I was thinking, what can I do? How can I give back to my neighbors or neighbors that have lost everything? And that's one way. Yep. You can also do 3D map creation. So you can take a drone, you can fly over an area, and you can create a 3D model based on all those images that you take. You can do inspections, cell tower inspections. You can create a 3D model. So instead of having send somebody up and put them in danger, you can fly around it. You can gather all the information. You can create this 3D model. The last thing I have here is stream. And Bill, I'm going to let you talk a little bit more about that. But a stream, again, is an acronym for help me out.
So science, technology, research, engineering, arts, and math. And so the research, we do that every day. Yeah, and then so am I turning it back to you, or is this the last part of it?
No, you can get back when you're finished.
All right. So the research, how many of you guys know what R&D stands for? Okay. A lot of Americans were not teaching that in high schools. Trust me, we're not. In Japan, China, Germany, they don't just understand R&D, they do R&D. There's a difference. So you got to understand what it is first in order to do it. So the research is very important. And over the years, I was attempting to explain NASA to people. And for 8 years, it seemed like I was the only one that was getting more information, but I couldn't move the needle. And the reason why is because NASA, they're not involved with the schools in the curriculums. See, it's a separate organization. America, we like to separate everything, you know, boat industry, motorcycle industry, car industry, you know, it's all transportation and technology. So when you combine it, people understand it more. Okay. So this stream, the R really is NASA, because NASA is a research and development organization. That's what they do. So guess what? I need to talk to Sean Duffy, the new administrator for NASA. He doesn't have the information. So you guys, again, need to help me get a seat at the table to talk to Sean Duffy so we can bring change. Yep, Sean Duffy. So that's the stream. And we're going to talk more about how the Lord had me bring stream to soccer, okay, and to music, because I'm the chosen one to do that. So anyways, that's stream.
All right. So we're going to talk about drones and space exploration. Anybody know what this is called? That's right. It's called Ingenuity. And do you know where it is? It's on Mars. So it is, yes. NASA uses this drone on Mars. I think it's called a helicopter. Now it's got two props, right? You see the top part, so one blade, one prop rotates in this direction. The prop below that rotates in the opposite direction, gives it more lift, makes it more stable. But that's being used on Mars to capture samples.
Is the helicopter still functional, or is it pretty much outlived?
I don't know. You know, that's a good question. There's so many probes that have been sent out to space that are still working 20 years later. So, but I'm not sure about that actually. Does anybody know?
What was the question?
Is it still operational?
Is the Ingenuity helicopter still operational 2025? No. I've heard it's not. Yeah. No.
Okay. Great. Now I know too.
But it got way more than they thought it would. Way.
Yeah. Like most things.
About how large it was the Ingenuity helicopter? The size of a real helicopter?
No, it's going to be smaller. Yeah. Weight is everything when you're going into space, right? So you want to try to make things very strong and very lightweight and very reliable too, because you can't do anything millions of miles away.
By the way, the thing also has blades of carbon fiber, and NASA actually has the rights to carbon fiber. NASA has the rights to a lot of things. They just don't. They need to toot their horn and brag about it a little bit.
By the way, you can get carbon fiber blades for this too. They're very rigid and they're very unforgiving, right? So you don't want to get, and they're going so fast anyway, you'll get cut really bad, but carbon fiber blades are even more so. Yeah. But anyway.
I just want to give NASA the credit that they deserve.
Yep.
And they need to help tell people what they do. I mean, they do so many things.
Okay. So drones, one of the things they do is they help simulate planetary flight. So the conditions on Mars are really harsh, right? So at the poles, it's minus 70 degrees, right? And then at the equator of Mars, it's about plus 70 degrees, right? So there's a huge range, and the atmosphere of Mars is about 1/6 that of the Earth, so the heat isn't retained very well, right? So that's why it gets cold really fast and hot really fast too when the sun comes out. There are dust storms too. So one of the things they had to simulate was, is this thing going to fly when there's a huge dust storm going on, right? So doing research for future moon and asteroid missions, right? So using drones for those as well. All right, so I'll make this fairly quick. Some things on a drone, the propellers, right? So they're propellers. There's the battery. I've got 3 of them, as a matter of fact, so I can take them on a plane too, just like a cell phone. The battery. So if it's under a certain size, you can take them on the plane. You can't check them underneath. You got to put them, inside the cabin. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, this is my drone case. So I just carry it on, and it has everything. It has my drone. These fold up. The arms fold up. The props come off. And the batteries are also in here with the battery charger. And it's interesting too. TSA is now, so they're getting used to seeing drones all the time. And so somebody will say, oh, it's just a drone, let them through. Right, but you have to scan it just like you scan, a laptop. You want to make sure you're not carrying anything bad in your, in whatever you're carrying on. So GPS, everybody know what GPS stands for? Right? Global positioning system, right? So that's the receiver. So the most standard GPS receivers on drones update their position data about once per second. So it's not all that frequent, right? But the more advanced receivers use certain drones or, for specific applications like UAV mapping, They can update multiple times per second, potentially reaching 5 to 20 hertz, which is 5 to 20 times per second. So-
Real quick, let's make sure people know what kind of battery that is in it.
Yeah, it's a lithium battery, just like you have on your phone or on your laptop. And now all power tools pretty much are using those batteries as well.
You carry like a extra battery, so that one kind of like,
Yep.
goes really low, then you can just like put another battery into the
Yep.
drone.
I have 3 batteries. This is my charger for the batteries. So as this one wears out, I'll just pop another one in.
How much lifetime can you use on one battery?
44 minutes.
How many minutes?
44. So the smaller drones are a lot shorter, maybe 10 to 12, 15 minutes maybe. But yeah, 44 minutes for this one, which is phenomenal. 20, 30 years ago, you weren't getting that much. You were probably, yeah. That's not an EPA estimate. Yeah, you have to replace it, recharge it, and you only have so many charges on these things too. I mentioned, so I've got, there are my cameras. I got 2 cameras. I've got a wide angle lens and a telephoto lens. They're all high resolution images. I can zoom in 9 times. So you might imagine people are concerned about the privacy too, because you can be pretty far away and zoom in, right? So yeah, you got to use it carefully and wisely. And particularly in California, they're concerned about privacy laws too. As a matter here, I'll just give you a quick example. The Keck Medicine, they were doing construction in Pasadena, and they were just beginning building. And I asked them, "Can I fly to document the progress?" And he said, "Well, we already asked the city," and they said no because of privacy laws. Right across from where they're building this medicine place, this structure. Were apartments where people lived, and they were concerned about being snooped on. So I said, "Well, how do you get your shots in?" "Well, we just take them from the tower." Okay. All right. So controlled by a remote or app. In this case, here's my controller. And by the way, my camera fits in here, and that's my display device. So there's an application that integrates with the cameras on the drone so that I can see what the drone is seeing too. So there are use of gyroscopes and accelerometers. Who knows what an accelerometer is? You could probably guess. Yeah, something to accelerate, right? So it's measuring. So an accelerometer is measuring the acceleration or how fast something is speeding up or slowing down. That's called deceleration, right? But it's still an accelerometer to measure that, right? So you need one of those to figure out how fast your drone is either speeding up or slowing down. So in addition to GPS receivers to know your location once every second or so, you've got what are called inertial measurement units, right? IMUs for short. And so those, what they do, whoops, let me go back here. Hang on a second. The IMUs provide data on a drone's orientation and movements continuously, and it feeds information to the computer that's on board for real-time adjustments for stable flight. So if it's really windy or gusty outside, that IMU is calculating the force that's on this drone, and it's keeping it locked into that position. And it's really amazing. I mean, so if the wind is blowing really hard, this thing will tilt so that it will go against the force of whatever, wherever the wind's coming from. So the IMUs and the GPS all talk to the flight controller. That's actually the brain of the drone. It processes inputs from the remote control and various sensors like the GPS or the IMU. There's 6 sensors on here. 360 degrees. It's really hard to crash one of these. When you have the safety feature on, if you try to go to a wall, it'll stop. It'll stop automatically. Yeah, yeah. So if you turn the safety feature off, you can crash your drone. Well, so they have those sensor features. So when you turn the newer cars, right, you turn your turn signal on, you get that little light in that mirror, right, that says, "Oh, there's a vehicle coming up. Don't move over." Yeah. So yeah. All right. So flight controllers. As I said, it's the brain that processes all the information coming from the GPS and the IMUs. All right. So this is how we use drones to capture real world footage from events like the charity fundraiser, and for real estate construction progress, documenting that. Again, we capture high resolution images and video for small business promotion. We film the charity events, like I mentioned, like the hidden garages. And I have a couple of videos here. I'll show you. You'll see the one from, this will come up. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Let me just try clicking on it, see if it comes up. Let's see what's going on here. Well, you can see it for a split second. It was, yeah. I tried playing it back too. These are embedded videos, and this is at Sailing Garage, which is the charity event to raise money. And no, it's not cooperating. Well, okay, we'll just keep on going. Oh, and I mentioned, yeah, perform site inspection for the LA fire victims. That's one of the things that I'm doing too. All right. Bill already talked a little bit about that, about STREAM being a superpower, right? Science, technology, research and engineering, arts, and math. That's what STREAM stands for. So you use coding and mapping, right, with drones, right? So you can become an engineer. You can do software coding. It's needed for these things. So to create the maps and to also program this, how it should behave. There are also drone races and their youth competitions. Anybody know how fast a drone can go right now? 30, 100? Anybody else? 250 miles an hour. Can you imagine this thing going 250 miles an hour? Yeah. So you don't use your phone. You have what are called goggles, or FPV goggles, first person goggles. And what it does is it allows you to see what the drone sees. So it's as though you're sitting in the cockpit inside the drone going 250 miles an hour. When you're racing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm completely amazed.
But does it tell you when you're flying the drone, and let's say you're going to, let's say 200 miles an hour, when you have your goggles on, does it tell you the level of the battery, how much is left?
Yes. Yep. Gives you all those. Yeah. 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 You get like a heads up display essentially in your goggles. It tells you the stats, how much longer you have, how fast you're going, how high you're going. Yeah. So with drone flying, you can have a career in tech, media, aerospace, right? It's a huge market. So does anybody know what CAGR means? CAGR. It's compound interest, right? And so CAGR means that, so let's say this year, the total industry or market size is 100. Let's say just round it, and it's 100. So next year, it's 10% higher, which would be 10% more than 100, which is now 110. The following year is another 10%. Now it's 10% on 110, right? So it's going up exponentially. So that's what the compound annual growth rate does. That's what CAGR does. So by 2034, it's predicted the market size for drones will be $1 trillion. Yes, 2034. Yes, and as a matter of fact, I have some recommendations for beginner drones. A lot of people just go to Amazon and get them. As a matter of fact, I got this drone on Amazon too. But you can get beginner drones as well. Sorry. Oh. There's some safety and rules that the FAA has put forward. FAA stands for. Does anybody know what FAA stands for? Yep, right. They're trying to wrap their heads around so many people that want to fly drones either for fun or for business, making some money. So they have a rule. So whether you're flying for just pleasure, let's say you're going on vacation, you can't fly more than 400 feet, which is plenty high. I probably go maybe 200 feet, 300 feet at the most. 400 feet is very, very high, right? The minimum for aircraft is, anybody know what that is? It's 500 feet. It's 500 feet, right? So unless you're near an airport, right? But so there's the buffer, 400 to 500, there's a 100-foot buffer between drones and aircraft flying. So if you're within 5 miles of an airport, the rules are a little bit different. And then you have to actually alert the tower that you're going to fly. Yes, yeah, there's control. It's called controlled airspace. So for busy airports, for example, it's called B, Class B, like for LAX, right? Busy airport. So, but anyway, yeah. So different rules apply depending on if you're close to an airport or not. Yep. Yes. Or you basically file a flight plan. You get permission from the tower to fly your drone if you're within 5 miles of an airport. I just did that actually here, in Pomona. It was a Juneteenth celebration actually, and so there was a municipal airport within 5 miles, within 2 miles away, and the Pomona police were there, and they said, "Well, we get denied all the time. We can't fly." I said, "Well, let me show you how this works. You get what's called a low altitude authorization, a LANC for short, right? You get it immediately. So I got permission immediately for flying below 150 feet. And there was a 2-hour window that I could fly. So that's how you deal with airports and controlled airspace. You can. You have to have the proper equipment, which I do, but yes, you can. Yeah, there's a safety feature that's actually, there's a blink that you can see 3 miles away. Yep. Sorry.
I'm just asking or going to ask about the mini drones. Are the mini drones still unrestricted? Or do you have to have the FAA approval now for mini drones?
So you have to register it if it's 250 grams or higher, right?
Mini drones are usually under that, correct?
Yes. So you don't have to register a drone. You should be flying safely, though. I I fly all the time. I don't want somebody just flying a drone close by to right. Yeah. Yep.
That's what I've used as I've got the DJI as well, but I've got the mini drone.
Yep.
And I use that for business and other things too.
Sure.
For our events. So I just wanted to clarify because I know they're still trying to kind of take that away from us.
Well, they're just trying to make sure that the air is safe.
Oh yeah.
The sky is safe, right?
There were places where I went, for instance, just so everybody knows, where it actually had a restricted flight and you could not, the
Right.
app would not allow you to take off.
Right. Yes. That's happened to me too. So restricted airspace, or if you're within like a military zone.
Hawaii was that way. I was near a military.
Yeah. Tripoli is right there. Yeah.
And then also here in
Yep.
Monrovia, same thing. There was a police station.
Right.
So, So those are things that you may run into if you're trying to do it on a personal level.
Yes.
But for the most part.
Yeah.
It's being conscientious.
It's
Thank you for letting
it's
me-
common sense.
Common sense intelligence.
Yeah, respect others' privacy, right? I mentioned that too. I also teach. I teach on how to fly safely. If you're just doing it for fun, for recreation, I teach a class for that. And then I also help you know what to study so that you pass your Part 107 exam. And you got to get 70% right. So there's 60 questions, so that's 42 out of 60 right. You got to get that to get your Part 107 certification. So if you have a real estate agency or you have somebody, sheriff's department, for example, that's the drone person, they should have a Part 107. Yeah, if they're going to do that. Otherwise, the fines are crazy expensive. Like $50,000 if you don't have your certification and you're just, I can just do this. All right. So how to get it? Yeah, info on demo sessions, getting started. You can get started at home, right? Here's some recommendations for entry-level drones, right? So the DJI Mini 2 series, there's an SE, a Mini 3, Mini 4 Pro. There's another one there called the Potenzic Atom SE. All of them are affordable. Now, affordable, what does that mean? Sorry? Yeah. So if you go on Amazon, affordable, Amazon thinks is like around $400. Ouch. Right. So I don't know how affordable that is. Especially if you're getting it for a grandkid or something like that. You don't want to spend that kind of money, maybe if they're just kind of trying it out, unless you just, have lots of money. But anyway, so yeah, $400 and up. This drone itself, this is about, probably all said and done, it's probably about $1,800. Now I have this insured too. I'm insured by DJI. So if somebody steals this, or I crash it, or it lands in the water, they'll replace it.
But don't they check you when you're worthiness? Let's say you're flying the drone and they look at the tape and see that you might have made a mistake.
So I'm paying for this care. It's a care program, and they're keeping a record of a log basically of where you flew, when you flew, how you flew. So they have all that information.
Right, they want to make sure it was entirely there.
Well, or you're just not making a false claim. They want to know you're telling the truth. You can learn lots on. I use YouTube all the time to learn how to do stuff, right? Whether it's fix my car or drone flying. You can take a class too. Lots of classes. I'm hoping to teach at Pasadena Community College and help teach recreational flying. And then also, if you want to do things commercially, I'll teach a class on that too. So you can pass your Part 107 the first time. By the way, so to take your test, it costs $175. So you want to know what you're doing. You can take it again. You can spend another $175. You got to wait 2 weeks. So it gets pretty expensive learning curve if you don't do it right away. Do it right the first time. All right, and then we're at the end here. So what would you do if you had a drone? Right.
Do you recommend a school for, like, maybe just for a hobbyist to learn? And to enroll?
I would learn how to be a drone operator. And that's one of the courses that I teach, or just how to operate it safely, right? So that you don't have to register it maybe if it's less than 250 grams, right? But you got to stay under the 400 feet. Sorry?
You provide the drones as well for the students?
Yes, yeah.
You provide that.
Yep.
Is that here in Downey, and you have the class?
I have on my website, I have a QR code. Let's see, do I have that here? QR code. Just wrapping it up here.
Yeah, for time's sake, folks wanna know that video comment, so we'll answer some of those questions.
Okay.
for you and get Tim's,
Yeah. So to answer your question though, you can go on my website, you can just register and say, hey, I'm interested, and then it'll tell you when I'm going to have a class. All right, that's it. That's all I have.
Tim, you want to get that video going for me?
Sure.
All right, let's get Tim on the ball. We're gonna show a video real quick, and then Rodney on Rippy, he's on his way to the traffic, and we're gonna get to the presentation. There's a couple of special guests that showed up. Actually, he's a good friend of mine. You guys remember, who knows about drifting? Remember drifting? Tokyo drift and all that stuff? Well, we have a professional drifter in here, and I've known Kyle for, I don't know, 15 years, and we did a lot of things together when I was doing drifting. So, Kyle, you want to stand up? This is Kyle Mohan. Long Beach native, and this guy can whip it around, and it takes a lot of skill to drift. He's drifted Japanese drifters and stuff like that. So I'll take it. So let's we're gonna watch this quick video real quick to get you guys educated on something, and then here we go. It's my cousin, Dr. Johnson. This interview was before I connected with
This is
this.
what we're I'm Brad Horan. I want to tell you about Bill Montgomery. He is with an organization called Prime Motivation. And I am so glad you're here. We know each other through a local elected official. And
Going fast.
so we're talk about your work and the work of the organization. Before we talk about your work, you brought props, which I love. Let's talk about the kids. Because I've been covering education for over a decade. And I remember in the 90s, even in the 2000s, we were so focused on get every kid to college. They got to get to college. For the right kid, amen. But not every kid is necessarily going to a four-year college.
Correct.
Talk us through that.
Yeah, well, basically, 63% is not going to go. And one of the things that I come to know is that it's just knowledge. They don't really know where to go,
Right.
or they may not want to go.
And the reality is that even for some kids who go to college, for whatever reason, they may not finish because the program wasn't the right fit, or some kids may not matriculate at all. And so what we need to do, in my humble opinion, is we need to provide pathways for students if they may not be college bound. And I talk about this, and I recall that whatever one may think of the new administration in Washington, what we do know is that the new president has talked about bringing jobs back and manufacturing jobs and automotive jobs and not having production in Mexico, but having it back in California and Michigan and et cetera. So your program may be timed extremely well.
I think so. I think it's good timing. As you know, the Los Angeles Unified School District is the second largest in the world.
Right.
Second to New York.
Right.
But we have the most cars.
Right. And then and we're on our way. Right. Yeah.
And you talked about, why I think, the cost of college is very, very expensive.
Mhm.
And that's another reason why I think a lot of kids, don't go because of the cost. And we have some community colleges, Brad, that are right down the street, and a lot of the high school kids and teachers, they don't know they exist.
And the brilliance of your program is that you are working to marry the kids with the community colleges, with their programs, specifically in the automotive space.
Correct.
And I mean, at a minimum, you are working with 9 community colleges with these programs, many of them in the Inland Empire, but you're starting to branch out. I mean, you have some in Los Angeles County as well.
Absolutely. We got a meeting with Michelle King,
The new superintendent at LAUSD.
and then we're hoping to be able to do more. And it's exciting times right now. And we're looking to get the word out. And thank you very much for having us
Of
here.
course.
Because it's all knowledge and how many people you can let know.
But let's talk about what you're doing, because I think it's important that people understand the depth.
I love it when technology works.
A little Wi-Fi lag. Bear with me.
This is not the blue screen of death.
Just kind of see if you can speed it up a little bit.
Sure. Well, I can, want me to go to a further
Yeah.
section?
Yeah,
Another
that's
section?
fine. It's right there. Let's go to kid.
I think it's not going to affect the lag.
Yeah.
It's going to just pick a different point in the video, but it's still going to have the same.
Um,
Let me try something
Gary,
else
you
here.
got-
Let me
you
just
got
hit
lines?
refresh.
Hold on just a minute. All right, we
No,
can ad lib. Okay, so we're talking about drones. Okay, so the other portion. So drones is something that needs to be taught in school. Okay, and with Hidden Pioneers, we're bringing transportation and technology and everything in drone as well. They have drone soccer. I'm not sure if you guys know about that. And actually, in Long Beach, they have 2 schools, and the school that I was at, Cabrillo High School, they're second in the country, and they actually went to Germany. Remember Ken Fisher? He's the coach. So soccer combined with drones, and they have 2 competitions. It's a big deal. Okay, and soccer, I grew up with soccer. Okay, and I didn't know where it was going to go, but I fell in love with the game, and it allowed me to travel. And when you travel, you learn things. So transportation and technology. God bless my dad, because he always made sure his son Billy had some wheels. Okay, and when the wheels broke like that, guess who had to fix it? Me, because otherwise I'd walk. But transportation is, let's talk about, what is transportation to you guys? Anybody can say? Yes, how about the youth? Jeremiah, what's transportation?
E-transportation is something that brings humans and objects from one point to another.
Okay.
Ooh, knows how to say human. You know, I'm not sure if it's all that pretty hair, or if it's handsome dad right there that's teaching me. But actually, what we, the Hidden Pioneers, want people to know, it's a very intelligent question, but movement, point A to point B. COVID came over here. Air, land, sea. But again, once you teach people movement point A to point B, then you can talk about C, E, E, F, G. You see, but we're not even teaching people about movement A point B.
that's right.
That's our problem. So just remember, keep it simple, okay, short, especially, but you got to say it. Now, I go into it because people these days, it's not just kids, everybody. You have to say, including your feet,
That's right.
okay? Move your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're growing up, and dad says, hey, go to the store and give me some loaf of bread. We just move. Nowadays, huh? What do you mean?
I'm gonna get there, huh?
Uber coming to get me? No, that's not true.
that part.
And so, with Hidden Pioneers, we're actually going back to the basics.
That's right.
People don't want to go back. But you know, to move forward, sometimes you got to go back to move forward. So our country, this is why you guys got to help me get a seat at the table to explain this. I can talk to the top people because they're not really understanding this. Okay? Because the people that they hire, if they say something, you're fired. So they don't want to say anything. But anyways, we started stream soccer. You'll be hearing more about that. They just had 32 countries 2 weeks ago because of soccer right here. With all the rules and immigration stuff like that, because soccer can open up the doors.
Okay.
Biggest sport in the world, and nothing's going to catch you. I don't care how much football players you get. Why?
Why?
Because all the countries, when they're born, the other countries, that soccer ball is right at their feet. Now, in the U.S., the reason why we have to get it into the schools, because there's a whole bunch of leagues that we have, AYSO, ASY, all these other leagues. It costs a lot of money to have your kid play, like $10,000. The other countries, it's not like that. They're playing just for the fun of the game. So we've already making it where it's about money already.
Right. That's what
That's
we
the
do.
difference. Other countries have loved the sport. Now, guess what? So we're going back. So the Hidden Pioneers,
Mhm.
we're bringing the stream soccer into the schools for education. You see?
Right.
That's the way we have to do it. Anyways, I was trying to see if Rodney's going to be here. 4 minutes? Okay, so now this is a product, okay? This is waterless technology. What does that mean by waterless technology? There you go. Common sense, you don't need water. Now, what if I was to tell you and show you that this bottle is under $20? I can do 6 vehicles, even better than a wash without using water. Now, what do you think would happen if you're in school and you have these kids, and then you say, okay, we're going to wash the cars. You get out that hose, what do you think happens? They're playing around. They're squirting. This is what we do, right? So, and then there's a drone.
Okay.
Right? So now, so what I'm saying, and here we go. You know, I want you guys to vote me in. I need to be talking to Karen Bass and all the mayors, because I can even teach homeless people
Okay.
how to clean a vehicle. And now, because someone has to do it. See, the things, if you don't want to do it, but see, I want to do it, okay? Because I want to help this country. So again, Karen Bass, we have a problem for at least a solution, because the Hidden Pioneers can go and teach people, homeless people, how to clean a car. Then they can make money. Because you guys know, if you go there sometimes, they'll come and they'll take this dirty water, whether you like it or not, put it on your window.
Yep. And demand you pay
So
them.
now the Hidden Pioneers are teaching them to use a product that works. Now, see, this is why we need, so I have, and then we do marketing.
Hello.
This is Emily King, first African-American female designer for Ford Motor Company. She's on this model. Jamie, don't worry, I'm gonna get you one too. This is Hank Williams, okay?
Awesome.
Had a Cobra, unfortunately he passed away. They sold his Cobra for $2.8 million. He's on this model, you see? So, but you can have fun doing it. They can make money, and you can recycle the bottles.
Okay.
So now we're not using water.
Mhm.
We're talking about recycling. We're showing people how to make money. That's going to help them stay out of trouble. You see? So again, this is something that the Hidden Pioneers we have right now today. And so awareness, we're making you aware of what we can do. And we can teach you too. So this is why I have this. Ron, you better hurry up.
So remember that this can be used on any type of vehicle. So you're talking about Lamborghinis, you're talking about even the GT40s when we were at the Shelby event. You know, you did some cars there in front of everybody as well. So
Well,
it's amazing. It's an amazing product.
the bling bling for the because
Wow.
everybody, you know, you got to do different things, you know, for people in their mind. But we're into making it simple. Okay. Now we also have Bob and Carmen Rosas. Okay. They have an organization called Optimus. Okay. And it's a wonderful organization. And I know Carmen's not really feeling that well, but so I can kind of talk about it. A magazine just came out, a wonderful magazine. I've been an Optimus member now for 3 years, and it's amazing. They really do things for the youth. Okay, they have scholarships, they have contests, so we need to get them. So Carmen, this is Carmen right here. How are you? So Carmen, real quick, you want to tell them a little bit about Optimus. She's the club president, and she's got a wonderful husband here that is there's a picture over there. Again. Okay, Carmen's the president of Optimus Pan Am in Long Beach, and we actually have a meeting on Sunday.
I'm also secretary of the Optimus International. Hello? Anybody here?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, my voice is really pretty loud anyway. I'm always calling Bob, and he can hear me real well. Sometimes. You know how you husbands, I hear her, I better go outside. Okay, so Optimus is a program that I joined because I'm a retired educator. And so I'm always looking for something to be involved with the students. And I found this group that has a lot of activities that we do. And so what we do is we do have, let me get my breath here. Recently, we just went in to the school and we did a transportation activity. And most of our activities will follow stream or steam. And so, and Bob happened to do that one, and it was a Hot Wheel contest. He told the students about what it was like to develop in all the steps, which is science, technology, art, math. And then after that, the kids all got to design and compete and make their own Hot Wheel. And they really had a good time doing that. We have a program called Respect for Law, and we do promote in the schools with the police department, the fire department, and we also give out awards to law officers and fire department. We have an Optimus Junior Golf competition. So if students are interested in golf, they can compete, and it's international competition. So they compete at the club level. From the club level, they go, because we have 20 clubs in our district. Then they go to the district competition. And from district, they go to the international competition. So the competition is pretty good. And usually when the kids are competing internationally, the clubs will pay for the travel expenses. So, and for the student plus one adult to go with them. We also have, like you said, we have an essay contest. The students, it's a 500-word essay, and the students it's first, second, and third, and it's a $2,500 scholarship. The students can compete as long as they haven't won first place. They can compete as many times as they want and I've seen students compete 3 and 4 times, and then they hear the first time and they get better the second time. And the last time I said, wow, I've been watching the student for 3 or 4 years, and every time they're getting better and better. And we have an oratorical contest, which is also an international competition. And Bill and Kelton happened to be able to see that, and it's amazing to watch the students because they're judged on their style, their presentation, what they have written about, how they stand up there, and how they're looking like I'm not at the crowd. And they're able to get up there and compete with all these other students who have been practicing so hard. Okay, now he wants me to stop. Once he gets me going,
Let's give it up for Carmen. It's just because of time's sake, we're gonna get the program going. But so because the star Rodney Rippey just showed up, Hollywood, you know how Hollywood is. He came from actually Santa Clarita, so I give him a little bit of. I'm glad it's here. So here we go. This is what we all came for, and we're going to start with someone that is a special guest. He got the award a while ago, him and his partner, but he didn't actually receive it. So just so happened, I was talking to Dr. Curry. He didn't know. So the Lord says, hey, let's do it now. Okay. And I'm proud of this young man because we actually met about 3 months ago in the suites of the NHRA, which stands for National Hot Rod Association. And I happen to know the founder, Wally Parks. He passed away, and now his grandson and son, they're hidden pioneers. And it's all because of Wally liked the youth, okay? It's specifically high school students. So I'm not a high school student person because I never left them because that's where I got mentored and that's where I found myself. So in the high schools, if you don't have good mentors and you don't have a way, that you really can go down the wrong path. So that's where you can get them at. Okay, 9, because when they come into ninth graders, whew, they're running around like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they want to look up to the juniors and seniors. Now, if the juniors and seniors are crazy, then you don't have anything. So there's programs that the Hidden Pioneers have in place. We have solutions, okay, to educate, but you got to be cool, okay. And that word "cool," the first guy, a man actually, that we're going to have Dr. Curry present this. He is he's professional. He's a dad, and he's super cool, and he's kind of famous of well, but he's humble at the same time. He's a hidden pioneer, actually. So, Dr. Curry, you want to come up and introduce this special man here? And Rodney, we're going to save you for Jerry and Jeremiah. Okay, we're going to let Dr. Curry, who I'm very proud that what this man does. He's been a blessing. We've become really good friends, and he's all about helping, giving back, and we're gonna have him bring up this special, very, very cool man.
Well, good evening, everyone. You know, it always brings me a lot of joy to come back to this West Coast city, to LA, and I've been here several times to do many great people, including, CSI Bill. And so, we've talked over the years and we've just became the best of friends. And so I said, well, Bill, uh, do you have a spiritual advisor? And he said, I was going to ask you. So we put all that together. And so since then, I've been the spiritual advisor for the Hidden Pioneers. And, we've done many people, including Catherine G. Johnson. She passed away at 101, but we were able to do her event at the National Space Museum. The Steve Uwazi in Chantilly, Virginia, we did a astronauts reunion there. Most of the African American astronauts were there, and we presented each and every one of them with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. So we thought that was very great, and many of you saw that the whispers. I was able to do all of the whispers, and my dear friend, as you know, Walter passed away, but you give them the flowers while they're living. And I was able to get Frankie Beverly done before he passed away. So, I just thank God for the opportunities that he has provided. And so we are so honored this evening. And I asked if he would come and share this moment with us. And, his work speaks for itself. He is a legendary icon in the music business. And we are so happy to have him be a part of what we're doing here at Hidden Pioneers. And I told him tonight I would bring personally, because he was one of my honorees. I didn't have the documents with me, but I can at least get him the gold medals. And so that is in the person of none other than Jimmy Jam. Would you please come forward, sir?
Wow, look at that.
Yes, sir. You get the gold.
Best producer ever.
Not only that.
We're not done yet.
Let's see if I can get that
Go ahead,
on.
Jimmy Jam. Let's go.
He also gets the lapel pin that states that he is a recipient of the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. And we are happy to have you be a part of that. Your legacy goes under the 46th President of the United States, which you were presented last year under President Joseph R. Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and we are so grateful. Your name goes into the archives of the 46th President. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much.
We're just gonna get a couple pictures real quick of us.
Well, hold on 1 second though. Let me do one like this. Yeah.
That's Mr. Cool. That's his signature. His signature.
I look right.
Best producer ever.
Half of my partner Terry
Yes,
Lewis.
sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, half. There we go. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, one more. Okay, one more. Right here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Once again, Jimmy Jam.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
Next up, I'm going to turn the mic over to this childhood, now adult marketing expert. He's got so many things that he's doing. I'm trying to get him just to do a couple, but he's got a whole bunch of things that he's great at, including the Rippy Foundation. He's got the Nitty Gritty Report. Rodney, you want to come up and work with Dr. Curry, and we're going to bring up Jerry next.
Thank you very much. Give big Mr. CSI Bill Montgomery a big round of applause. How are you, Dr.
Good to
Curry?
see you again.
Yes, brother. Well, and indeed, it's an honor to be back here at the Downey Space Center. Bill has been doing some wonderful work in the community, you know, as a instructor with LA Unified School District, second largest school district in the country, over 650,000 kids.
Mhm.
His impact has been immeasurable. That is why he is an honoree. He's passing the love on. We have talented people from drones to so many different things. And so we're going to keep this program moving. And so who would you like to bring up first, my friend? CSA Common Sense Assistance, Mr. Jerry Ringo. Please come to the front. I have to tell you how I met this guy. Me and Bill were having coffee over in Corona, and we walked in. Me and Bill were going to have a meeting. So as we walked in, the place was kind of tight, and Jerry and his son was there, and they said, "Hey, come on, son, get up. These two men look like they got business to handle." And I said, "Oh, sir, you don't have to get up." "Oh, no, we're getting ready to go." And so they walked out. And so me and Bill sat down at the table, and something in my spirit said, "You know what? There's something special about that guy. He didn't have to give his seat up like that." So Bill started opening his binders up, and we're getting ready to get in the meeting. I said, Bill, I said, hey, I need to go talk to somebody. He goes, where are you going? Come on, Rodney, we need to get to the meeting going. I said, well, wait a minute, something's telling me. So I run outside. Jerry's about to get in his truck, and on the side of his truck in huge letters, it says, what does it say? It says,
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Jesus Christ is Lord. Huge red letters on the side of the truck. And I said, I knew it. I knew it. So I felt my spirit. I knew it. And I said, hey, brother, I said, I just want to say thank you for, you didn't have to give up the seat. I said, what do you do? And he says, I'm in construction. I said, really? And he says, yeah, I'm teaching my son the ropes. And he came right out and said, I'm teaching my son this. And I said, you know what? I need you to meet Mr. Bill Montgomery inside. I said, the thing that you're doing and passing on your trade, I said, that's what we need to do. I said, would you mind coming? He said, sure. I said, come on, son. So we go back inside, and Bill has this, frustrated look on his face. I said, hey, Bill, I need you to meet somebody real quick. And I introduced Bill to Jerry. And before you know it, we're all sitting down together, and they started seeing, and Bill was like, and that's how Bill ended up meeting his wonderful assistant, Jerry. And so I have to tell you what he's doing with his family, and he's doing so many great things in the community. And he's been a ace assistant to Bill, always in the gap. Kelton, also my man here, Sean, everybody. We've got close. Shane, I'm sorry, Shane. Shane, we've got close to, almost 50 hidden pioneers. And of course, our spiritual leader, Dr. Curry. I'm going to pass the mic to you, Dr. Curry, and I'm going to let you do your honors. Thank you, sir.
I was so honored to be able to receive the information for Jerry, and we've been here many times and going back and forth, and we were trying to coordinate the dates. But when you have something that God has truly blessed you with, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's going to get to you. I always tell a lot of spiritual people, you don't wait for the title to get to you. You just keep working, and it'll find its way to you. So, without any further ado, I want to read the letter coming from the White House. The American story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. I congratulate you on taking upon yourself to contribute to the public good, and I'm proud to present you with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of your over 4,000 hours of service to this great nation. Throughout our country's history, the American story has been strengthened by those who combine an optimism about what can be with the resilience to turn that vision into reality. I know I'm not alone in recognizing those who are willing to step up and volunteer service of community and country are essential to the ongoing work of forming a more perfect union. By sharing your time and passion, you are helping discover, deliver solutions to the challenges we face, solutions that we need now more than ever. We are living in a moment that calls for hope, light, and love. Hope for our future, light to see our way forward, and love for one another. Through your service, you are providing all three. On behalf of the American people, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to you for your volunteer leadership, and I encourage you to continue to answer the call to serve. The country is counting on you. And this is signed by the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, Jr. Now, just like in the Olympics, there was a bronze and there's a silver, but he gets the highest one, which is the gold. Now I'm going to ask CSI Bill to come and do the pinning. Since this is his assistant, you know how it goes, Bill. That'll be fine. All right.
It's an honor. This is my man right here. Looking sharp.
Thank you so much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the award, Lifetime Achievement Award, with grateful recognition, AmeriCorps and the Office of the President of the United States honors Jerry Rangel with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award for their long life commitment to building a stronger nation through volunteer service. And it's signed by the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden, 2024, given under my hand, awarded, sir. Congratulations. If those that would like to come and get the pictures at this time, please, I'll hold one up for you.
One, two, three. All right. Thank you.
Come on, let's give Jerry a hand. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for all that you do for your community and for this great nation. Thank you, sir.
He's from Corona, California. Two presidential lifetime. It's going to help us really take stream soccer and stream music to a whole other level. These awards are supposed to open the door. Okay. So I appreciate you guys coming. We have one more special award because the youth is the most important.
Exactly.
So that's why we're saying this one. So the last gentleman.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
This last one. Ooh, man, I remember like it was yesterday. I've been talking to Lorraine, and she's doing a great job. She's actually keeping all the bloodsuckers and people like that away from her son, okay, because he's very talented, but she's keeping God first, okay, and he's a brilliant man, and he teaches us things, okay, which is great because the youth will do that. And if you notice, if you guys were here earlier, Jeremiah, what's your Grace? In fact, you guys did some stuff together, right? You know, they say surround yourself around great people, better than you. I still be hanging around Jimmy Jam a little bit more, see. But I tell you, this young man, he's already doing great things.
Yes.
And he's going to continue to, okay? And with the support of the Hidden Pioneers, everybody here, we can turn on that TV. I mean, he's been on the Jennifer Hudson show like 5 or 6 times, the most of any. He's been in Kamala Harris's vice president's house. He's done stuff that we haven't even done, maybe on yet, But again, he's humble. He keeps his head on right. He's got a great support with his mom. And I couldn't be thrilled to have Dr. Curry present this young man, okay, this award.
It gives me great honor to stand here today because, I presented many adult recipients and many honorees who received the President's Lifetime Achievement. But, the people that you see standing up here, that gives you something to shoot for. But with that said, I can provide you with this highest award that is in your category. And this is also the letter from the White House. It says the American story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. I congratulate you on taking upon yourself to contribute to the public good. And I'm proud to present you with the President's Gold Volunteer Service Award in recognition of your over 2,500 hours of service to the great nation. And we have this document. It is also signed by the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R. Biden Jr. Would you please come forward, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done yet. I'm going to ask if his mother would do the honors of coming forward and pin her son with the gold pin.
Special moments like this are just make everybody want to cry.
And he also now is receiving the President's Volunteer Service Award Gold Medal. Doing good things does pay off. So here we go. The President's Volunteer Service Award. The President's Volunteer Service Award is presented to Jeremiah Andrew Vinal, the gold medal by AmeriCorps in recognition and appreciation for their commitment to strengthening our nation and communities through your volunteered service. And this is from 2024, but we coordinated the time to get you here to present this award to you, and it's given under my hand today as a representative of the 46th President, Joe Biden. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, young man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're making a difference everywhere that you go.
Yes, yes, sir. Absolutely. I will do whatever you want. You're the man.
I made a whole speech and everything.
Okay. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we got it.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I have to thank God, who is the head of my life.
Yes.
Second of all, I would like to thank my parents, especially my mom, who is here in attendance. Obviously, this probably comes as a shocker to no one because that's usually how most men's thank you speeches begin. But I believe that whether you're 12, 25, or 50 years old, the reason that most men thank God first is because we're thanking Him for blessing us with the gifts and for blessing us with the opportunity to showcase that talent. Then we thank our mom next, not because our fathers aren't in our life or because they don't play a very important role, but it's because it's usually our moms that's going to give us unconditional support and encouragement to follow our dreams and also supporting us through the navigation process of honing our craft and stepping into our purpose. I believe that we already have a strong relationship with God in the room, but our moms, including mine, reintroduced us to Him so that we can continue that relationship once we're born. And for that, no matter what award or what speech I'm giving, I will always thank God first and my parents second.
Awesome.
So tonight, I am honored and humbled to be standing here before everyone. I would like to thank all of my family, either here in attendance supporting me or watching or just not here in attendance, but as we give me support the whole time. I'm just so thankful for their support throughout all these years, and I'm glad to be here where I am today. But once again, I'd like to say I'm honored to be standing here. receiving awards for doing something that God created me to do. I only pray that He continues to order my steps and continue in my heart so that I can continue to let His will be done. In closing, I believe that everyone is born with a specific purpose in life. Although some people figure it out a little bit later than others, you can still be a servant. So if you haven't quite figured it out yet, why not help as many people as you can along the way?
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
And that's is one of the reasons why he's a hidden pioneer, and we're saved the best for last because it's about the youth. And this man has been teaching us some things, especially about the love and the parents who made him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to conclude the ceremonies, but you can stick around for a little bit longer. We have some great people in this room. If I didn't recognize everyone, just know that you're special.
1, 2, 3.
And
Okay, one more. Thank you.
and we some of us will probably go to Panera Bread or something like that. So stick around. I live in Florida, but I'll be here to hang out. I know Lorraine and Jeremiah, they're looking for someone to kind of hang out with them tomorrow because they're gonna have a 3-hour layover. So you can check with Lorraine if you want to spend more time with this famous young man.
All right.
Maybe we'll call up the Secretary of Transportation.
Yeah.
Head of NASA, Sean Duffy.
Right.
Okay. Sean Duffy, he met his wife on a reality show called Real World. They have 9 kids. Met her there a long time ago, okay? So he needs to be talking to the hidden pioneer so we can help him. He doesn't have the information. He doesn't have all the people that we have. All the people in the room, just some of them, okay? We can help him with transportation and technology. Remember, movement point A to point B? Someone has to tell not just the youth, the adults too. Kind of spoiled.
All right.
I just want to share with you all that, I don't know whether you've heard or not, but the new administration, they took the Maricopa and the Points of Life, the CEOs, and put them on administrative leave. So the Volunteer Service Award Program, as you see what it does, it incites the young people and excites us as members to keep doing what we're doing to help give back, and they put them on administrative leave. So the program has been paused until further notice, but sometimes God gives you insight. I told Bill and all the others, I said back in August of last year, I said, listen, get all the people in, the names, you get it to me, and I'll get them in before the January 20th deadline. Because after January 20th, as you know, it changed over. And so now I'm still doing all the 2024 respective honorees. And so I'll continue to do that, but I ask you all to pray for that program because it's a wonderful program. I see people who are 80, 90 years old and they never received anything their whole life. And so when the family members see that their grandkids and children are crying and I never thought my mother, my father would receive anything like that. But it is such a prestigious award. Many of the people, when they get the award, you got the governors and state officials that come to see a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. How many people you know around your city get a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award? Not many. Look around your state, not many. So it's not just handed to people. It's people that are going above and beyond. They're doing the extra stuff that they don't have to do, but they do it because they love what they do. I received my first one back in 2016. My first one came from none other than President Barack Obama. And then I got my second one in 2021
which came from President Joe Biden. I got excited to just do the awards myself. So I presented thousands and many people that you may know, legendary Frida Payne, Shirley, Pete Escobedo, and all of them, and this wonderful gentleman here. So, you know, God can take you into areas that you never thought you'd go into. You just have to make yourself available for his use. Keep doing what you're doing, young man. You're making great strides. And mother, whatever you're doing, you keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Curry. I got one more call to action, and that's make sure.
We want to not only encourage, but we want to implore everyone here to visit www.hiddenpioneers.com. It's going to take you to this webpage right here, which is our squeeze page directory to all of our Hidden Pioneer resources, including the NASA course. Okay, CSI Bill is always teaching and preaching on the importance of NASA. So we've taken that information on an introductory level to begin with and put it into a course that is offered 100% for free. And we have a call to action for the students, the parents, the community leaders, and the educators, all to enroll in this course for free and take it. This is how we report back to NASA the good work that we're doing to help spread the word, socialize how important this information is, and put it into practical application to help drive skills and entry into the workforce.
What is that website again, please?
HiddenPioneers.com. And we have an awesome Facebook page. Everything's Hidden Pioneers. We have Instagram and Linktree. Hidden Pioneers. Again, you guys are Hidden Pioneers too, so make it easier. Okay?
Oh, yes.
Everybody here is a Hidden Pioneer. Okay. And by the way, Raider Nation, Violator, stand up, Violator.
Yes, sir.
Violator we wanted him to come in costume, but he said, you know what? This is Jeremiah's.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Violator.
Violator.
He's a new Hidden Pioneer. We talked on the phone for like 10 minutes, and we talked to the kids, giving back and things like that. He said, "Man, I'm in." I said, "Yeah, you're in." And he sent me over stuff very quickly. Go to Facebook. He's already up on our Facebook.
There you go.
The Hidden Pioneers. We have the best Facebook in the country, maybe even the world. Seriously, the content that we have, the photos, the stories, is such a variety. Nobody has it because of the people like you guys. Okay. Now we're going to be adding some serious music stuff because music, that's the word of love. Yeah. If music can't do it, I don't know what can. Right.
And Bill.
Extreme music.
And Bill.
Yes, sir.
And on behalf of the Hidden Pioneers, of course, we want everybody to go to the website, but look into your contacts. We're looking for businesses who believe in the youth, believe in science, technology, engineering, the arts and math and research. Bill also has the pocket computer curriculum. A lot of times people, adults, young people are stuck with their cell phones, but Bill has also created a curriculum for that. And we're very happy to have veterans like Don Ward here and Danella, who is an incredible artist and people. And we're really happy to have Violator because he is known by millions and millions of people. The Raiders is the most followed sports franchise. They have more fans than any franchise in the world. And he is a super fan, and he's been carrying that umbrella for them for over 30 years. And so we're honored to be here. Bill, thank you. This is your night. This is the Hidden Pioneers night. We're honored to have all of our VIPs in attendance.
Tim, what do you think about that drone presentation? You guys managed some stuff about drones, and learn a lot more than drones. Trust me. So learn how to fly. It's fun. I was talking to Jimmy DM coming up. Thinking about drones. Once you start, you fall in love with it. So we need to teach people about it because we need also to protect ourselves. Because I went down to San Diego where they make some of those drones that be blowing people up. Those drones from San Diego are being shipped to other countries we're paying for them so that we can keep things safe. So it can turn from fun to what you got to learn about it. So anyways, transportation technology, I want to thank everybody here for coming here. There was a lot of traffic. God bless you guys. Have a great night.
God bless.
On the picture.
Picture of the honoree.
So,
Right here.
All right, everybody, we're wrapping it up so we can vacate the premises.
We can take some pictures downstairs. We have to leave out.
I remember. Yeah.